Hey everybody. If you are interested in raising your credit scores, stay tuned because we're going to go over a fast track method to raise your score in 7 steps. And I got the 7-step idea from Shahida Hill, a financial advisor in Georgia. Really good. So before getting started, here's how credit scores are determined and who determines them. There's 3 credit bureaus that track your credit activity, and they put a score on it. Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Your FICO scores are determined using 5 criteria. Payment history, that's 35% of the decision. Available credit, 30%. Credit history, 15%. And the type of credit, 10%. Then also number of inquiries, and that's also 10%. Excellent credit is a score of 800 to 850. Very good, 740 to 799. Good, 670 to 739. Fair is 580 to 688. And anything below that is considered poor credit. So here's the 7-step plan to raise your credit score. And by the way, our contact information is below if you have questions or need help in the real estate department. And if you find this information helpful, consider subscribing. We do a new video every week. So first step, access your 3 credit reports, your Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion report. And a good place to do that is annualcreditreport.com. It's the official website authorized by the government, and federal law requires that you get all 3 credit reports there free, and they're obligated to provide you with that every year. All 3 credit bureaus should have basically the same information. It may be laid out in a different way. So look those reports over and take note of any issues, late payments, or maybe you paid something off that does not appear on the report, and print out those pages that have any issues that could affect your credit. Step 2, sign up for some type of credit monitoring to see your credit score and keep track of it. Lenders rely on FICO scores. A good website to see that is myfico.com. They give you the FICO score from Equifax for free, and there's a monthly charge if you want your score from all 3 bureaus. Another good website is creditwise.com. It's free and shows you your credit scores from all 3 credit bureaus. Capital One credit card provides that service, as do most other credit card companies. So signing up for a credit monitoring service is important so you can stay on top of any changes in your credit score. Step 3 is to address the issues found on the reports pulled earlier, starting with the most important, payment history. Late payments, 30 days, 90 days, do a lot of damage to your credit rating. Making payments on time has the largest influence on your credit score. So first thing is just awareness of that, of the negative impact that late payments have on your score and your ability to buy a house or a car. Next thing is to do some repair work. So take that printout of your report, go through and take a look at any late payments, see if there's some mistakes, like payments reported late or missed that you believe were made before the deadline date. Mark those because you'll want to dispute them. And to do that, download the dispute form from each credit bureau. Each one has their own form. Fill that out and send to all 3 bureaus along with a dispute letter. Also, copy that letter to the creditor that reported the late payment. Send it certified mail so you know it was received. The credit bureaus have to resolve the issues one way or another within 30 days. If your dispute is refused, you can ask them to include it in your report, in your file. Another thing you can do is to write a goodwill letter, and in that you'd explain why a payment was late. Maybe you lost a job or had COVID, and ask them to remove that from your report. And if that's a one-time thing and you explain why it happened, it'll probably work. If you see missed payments you don't recognize, that could be identity theft, where someone opened an account using your identity and then of course didn't make the payment, so they're going to be showing as missed. In that case, you want to contact the FTC. And if you'd like a sample dispute and goodwill letter, I've downloaded a couple of them. There's a link for that in the description below. So, to increase your available credit, which counts for 30% of your credit score. So to figure that out, available credit, you need to know the credit limit on all your credit cards plus the current balance on those cards. So say the credit limit on all your cards combined add up to $12,000 and you have a balance of $6,000. So out of $12,000 available, you've used $6,000. So now you have $6,000 in available credit. So you're using 50% of your available credit. And that's not too terrible, but you can really help your credit score by bringing that number down. If you get it down to 20% or even 10%, you'll see a jump in your credit score. So to figure out available credit and put together a plan to pay down the balances on your cards so you're using 20% or less of your available credit. And until you get to that number, don't use your credit cards. Here's a hack to speed that along. While you are paying down the balances, check with your credit card companies about raising your credit limit. If you can raise your credit limit from $12,000 to say $15,000 and pay down your balance to $5,000, your available credit moves to $10,000. And that would show you are using around 30% of your available credit, which is getting you closer to the 20% goal. You're not raising that limit in order to buy stuff. It's just to make that available credit number look better and boost your credit score. Next thing is credit history, how long you've been using credit. That counts for about 15% of your score. And of course, not a whole lot you can do about that except get older. If you know someone who has excellent credit, long history of credit, and you trust them, you could ask them to add you as an authorized user, and this would help with the credit history number. But if they ran into hard times or missed a payment, it could hurt your credit. So proceed with caution on that one. Next, credit mix, what type of credit you have. That counts for about 10% of your score. There's installment loans and revolving credit. Installment loans are for things like car payments or student loans that you are paying back in equal monthly installments. That's preferred as far as credit rating is concerned. The next is revolving credit, which is credit cards. You pay them and then you use them again. If you're trying to build up credit, the best way to do that using credit cards is to get a secured card where you use your own money to secure the card and then use it and pay it, use it and pay it, and that'll build up a history of paying on time. And then the last thing that impacts your credit score, about 10%, is hard credit inquiries. And that's for things like mortgages, car loans, personal loans. If you see inquiries that you didn't authorize, you can dispute that too. Soft credit inquiries really don't affect your score. That's for things like, say, getting internet service or a department store credit card with a low credit limit. The main thing that's going to increase your credit score is paying bills on time and repairing what you can of past or missed payments. Also, decreasing the percent of available credit you are using. And that's it. Okay, I hope this was helpful. And like I said, I got this step plan idea from Shahida Hill. If you'd like a calendar with a 7-step plan, you can get that at our website, meetmeinthepanhandle.com/credit credit plan. You'll also find the sample goodwill and dispute letters at that link. And if you're home shopping, you may want to check out the video on the right. It's about red flags to look for when you are out previewing homes. Okay, and that's it. And I thank you for tuning in, and I will see you again next week. Have a great week. Bye.